Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome back to Train Sim World 4, and not only that, welcome back to another exclusive, because once again, as part of the Ambassador program, I've managed to get 24 hours early access to the brand new route which is releasing tomorrow, the 28th of November. That is Maintalbahn Aschaffenburg to Mitenberg. So I know a lot of you are looking forward to this one. So we're going to do a first look today. It is a first look for the channel. I have had a little tiny go on it. I was a bit excited, so I thought I'd have a go, but I've not done much in it. What I will say is I've only got the standard layers installed on the PC, because we are on the PC, because the early access isn't available on the PS5 as usual. So I've just got the standard layers, so we'll talk about layers as we go through. So what you see in here and what you'll see traffic wise as we're driving along is what you will get with the standard route, as far as I know, unless something comes over from Vorarlberg, but we'll talk about that anyway once we get into it. So it says Diesel de Zero duty drops at anchor in Train Sim World. Return to the portside town of Aschaffenburg, which we saw on Main Spessartbahn some time ago, and embark on Regiobahn services along the stunning Main Valley. No wires, no fuss. Your next adventure awaits aboard the sleek DB BR 642 DMU. Wind your way to Mitenberg on the Maintalbahn. So you can see I've done 23 miles. Should be in kilometres, shouldn't it, on a German route? But yeah, 23 miles. I've done one run end to end. So we'll have a look what you get with this release as well. There is a discount, by the way. If you are going to order it on Steam, I believe there's a 10% pre-order discount. So go and check that out today if you want the discount. Training modules. We've got the route introduction. We've also in the training centre got the training for the 642 and the 363, which comes with this as well. Let's just jump back into this. Scenarios, we got the usual 5 scenarios: filling up, running on vapours, on your bike, fetch, and getting the cold shoulder. So quite a variety there. Then if we look at the timetable, there are a total of 133 services just with the 2 standard locos that come with the route. So as I mentioned, we got the 642, we got 117 services for the 642, and for the 363, which is in blue, which I believe we first saw on Dresden, Navarca Dresden, I think we got that. There's 28 services for that as well. So there's a bit of freight going on. But I think what we will do is we'll do the route introduction. Why don't we do that first? It's only short. This will give you a little bit of an overview. Now, don't forget, again, Aschaffenburg, if you've got Main Spessartbahn, you've seen that before. So we'll take a look at, well, it looks a little bit upgraded to me, but we'll take a look, shall we? And we'll see what you think. This is a preview build, by the way, so what you see now may be not what you get once you get your hands on it. There could be further updates between now and when it releases on Tuesday. Just keep that in mind as we go through the first look.
Aschaffenburg Hauptbahnhof, located in Bavaria, Germany. This station has been in operation since 1854 and is now an important hub in the region, serving around 14,000 passengers each day.
So there is Matt with the introduction.
There's a missing route map over there. Fix that while you're here.
This is the 642, by the way, which is looking very sleek, isn't it? Now, I can tell you, because I have cheated, it's really nice to drive. I think you're going to enjoy this one. When I first saw it, I thought, it's going to be like driving a DOS door. because I'm not a big fan of the Dosto. I don't know why, just not a big fan of the Dosto, but it isn't. It's really nice, this one, you'll like it. So let's go into this. You can see I've already done the introduction, so there is no route map to collect, but we'll go through the motions.
There are more tasks to find. Be sure to apply the route maps, put up insect hotels, clean the graffiti, and apply
Insect hotels?
posters.
Right, the mind boggles.
Anya Hoffman, the regional director for DB, would like to greet you on your first day.
Alright, let's go and find Anya. There she is. Now then, how are you? Welcome to your first day on the railway. I started in your position 16 years ago, and look at the state of me. I mean, I look back on my time as driver fondly. Thank you. I'm excited to get started. Okay, make sure you're remembering your training and share your experiences with other drivers. Okay, right. Are we going to get aboard? What are we going to do now? Yes, take a seat. Right, let's take a seat. Let's look for a decent seat. Why don't we go up here?
Sit down in any available seat.
Let's go for this one.
The Aschaffenburg Mitenberg railway line was officially opened in 1876 and travels 40 kilometers down the left side of the main valley to Mitenberg.
Vorsicht bei der Einfahrt.
Originally, the station at Mitenberg was the terminus, and because of political reasons, it was built in such a way that connecting the station onward towards Wertheim wasn't possible. This avoided the line becoming competition for the Ludwigs Westbahn.
Some big old windows on this train, isn't there? There's a great view from the passenger seat.
Eventually, the old station was closed, replaced with a new station on the right side of the main valley in place of what used to be Mitenberg Nord. Return to the portside town of Aschaffenburg and embark on regional services along the stunning main valley.
What a great view.
No wires, no fuss. Your next adventure awaits aboard the sleek DBBR 642 DMU. Make your way to Mitenberg on the Maintalbahn. This is Train Sim World, Maintalbahn Aschaffenburg to Mitenberg.
So that's nice, isn't it? That no wires, no fuss tagline, that's been used in lots of the articles and obviously now in the tutorial as well. So let's get into it, shall we? If we go to the main menu, we'll just pick a service, I think. We'll try and go end to end. We'll have a look through the Dovetail live article as well while we do it. So let's choose a route. This one. Being as we've been in the 363, we won't do the 363 in this first look because I think most of you will have driven the 363. We'll do that on the live stream when we do the first live stream, which is probably going to be this evening. Let's get into the 642, which was the one I did yesterday. Where is that? Let me just have a quick look because that was a really good service. That was the one that I did. Aschaffenburg to Mitenberg, so I think we should probably do the same one. Why don't we do this one? It is 50 minutes. We'll leave the dynamic weather on and we'll see how we go. So this is the 642. A lot of you guys that know German railways, once again, have been very excited for this. So let's get everything set up. First thing, I like to turn the contrast down on that screen. And I did notice I wasn't able to do that on this screen. I just find it very distracting when it's bright. I don't know what you guys think. So, first of all, master key on. This is the reverser. It's in a strange position. We'll put that in forwards. Let's get the doors open, shall we? We'll have a look what we need as far as lights go. Because I'm very new to this as well. I've had the one go in it. Instrument light switch dimmer, What else have we got? The headlights are over here on this side, so we'll put that on. We've got the wipers. Okay, that's that. Then what we need to do is, if you're using the safety systems, PZB and CIFA, so PZB is up here. And I was looking there for ages at all these, looking for CIFA last night, and then eventually around this corner there is the CIFA if you're looking for it, so you put it on there. There is your PZB mode if you want to change that. What we'll do is we will let some fresh air in and we'll go and have a quick look outside. We've got half a minute. More 642s on this side. It's really nice, isn't it, with all the glass at the front. Lovely. So this is Aschaffenburg that you've seen before. We've got some of Matt Pedalston's favourite wagons over there. Can we see what is on the front of that? Is there something on the front? No, it's actually just waiting there, isn't it? Let's just double check we got our lights on. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Mitenberg. So we can lock the doors. Let's have a quick look at that if I can get past the scenery. There we go, lovely. Alright. What a nice view this is, isn't it? From this driver's view, it's lovely. Let's make this a bit more intense. 5 I think is the highest, just so we can see the PZB meter, because I am using the minimal HUD, so I'm just giving myself a little bit of a challenge. So I'll just release the PZB. We can go up to 40 coming out of here. There's the 363 look over there, just waiting around to perform its shunting duties. If you haven't done any German shunting before, I think you'll quite enjoy that. Right, so that's CIFA. When you press that CIFA, you press it and it takes a couple of seconds to actually acknowledge, so you've got to be quick on that, I noticed. There's another 363. Aschaffenburg's nice, isn't it? So for the old main Maintalbahn, you were used to going up there to the left as we get to this bend. The first part of this route actually does appear in main Maintalbahn down to the harbour, but we pass the turn off for the harbour. We go off to the left with this route and we carry on, as you'll see. So let's just get to the first station and we'll start having a look through the article. We're still at the mercy of the 40 kilometers per hour. Excuse my voice, by the way. My voice is a little bit croaky today. That's because I keep getting excited still about the Preston Blackpool route. I've not got over that yet, by the way, in case you're wondering. I think this route has come a little bit too soon for me. I'm still constantly playing the Preston route. However, it's always nice to have Germany back again in the game. Especially this diesel. This is a nice. It reminds me of what's the one in Chemnitz? Is that the? I'm gonna completely. I get confused with all these numbers, these German numbers. Whatever the tilting train is in Chemnitz. This reminds me a lot of that with the cab and everything. But this is lovely to drive. This. That's the CIFA light that just came on in front of me. We can speed up a little bit. As per usual on one of these videos, we will be unfashionably late by the time we get to the end, I'm sure. There's a lot of stations quite close together on this, so you don't really get going. So there's not a lot of opportunity to actually make up time. And once again, look at that, because we've done the training. Did I get emergency braked? I'm not sure what happened then. That was weird. Anyway, not to worry. Yeah, every time you do a tutorial, annoyingly that stopping marker seems to appear. So I'm going to turn that off just whilst we're at this station. Let's have everybody get on. We'll turn off that in the settings. So if I go here, it's not in general, it is in HUD and gameplay. I should know this by now. Turn that off. Apply. Yes. Back we go. There we are. And the doors are still opening. Now I can release that PZB. So while we're loading passengers, there's not actually a lot getting on, is there, for this one? So just talking about the 642, and I'm reading this from the article. It says, where we're going, we don't need wires. There you go. The old reference to not needing wires again. The DBBR 642, new to Train Sim World, has become a common sight in recent decades on rural branch lines, with its diesel power moving passengers on non-electrified routes since their introduction in the late 1990s. Let's just pull out a station before we continue. Can you see 920 odd meters to the next stop? Not long, is it? The two-car multiple units feature an innovative low floor and boarding design for increased accessibility, and are mounted upon a shared bogie to improve safety and ride quality. The low floor also gives the 642 its distinctive large windows for the ultimate scenic viewing, particularly for passengers travelling along the scenic main valley. And I think that's what I said in the beginning, didn't I? That these really large windows must be great travelling on there. What a shame these seats are like this, though. It looks like a waste of space to me, that. Looks like you can get far more seating on there if you tried. But let's pull in at Aschaffenburg Süd, platform 2. Again, this is a part of the route that you'll be familiar with. These stations were always in Maintalbahn, but I don't believe we stopped at them at all, because we only ran freight down to this harbour, if you remember. Especially with the BR204, if you did have that Rivet DLC, the 204, which is a very nice shunt, I do like that. That also ran down here as well. Let me just move a little bit more forward. What I will say as well is that this 642 has got a combined brake and throttle lever, so I'm using the Xbox controller on the PC, so I'm using the what do you call them, right 1 and right 2 on the controller if you're using a PlayStation. Right trigger, right back, is it called? You know what I mean, the right hand side anyway. And I do believe we have a driver's brake as well. So there's a driver's brake on the left hand side of the controller as well, if you need any additional braking. We can lock the doors because we are late setting off. So let's get underway. Oh, 3.9 kilometers to Obernow, which is probably the longest distance between stations, I bet, actually. But just going back to the article, it says, with free roam being a popular feature in Train Sim World 4, players with additional route add-ons will have the ability to take the 642 elsewhere across the German network too. Though Niedertalbahn in-game may be set in the early 90s, the DBBR 642 has been in operation along the route in more recent times. Similarly, those with Dresden Riese, the upgraded version for Train Sim World 4, may wish to free roam the 642 in and around the Dresden area. So yeah, once again, that's quite a good point, isn't it? That you know, you can take these locos from these new routes and you can put them elsewhere. And it's, you know, it's listed there in the article which routes are suited to the time period, but once again with free roam and creating your own scenarios, etc. If you're not too hung up about that, you can run them anywhere you want. So let's just... oh, I'm actually speeding. Let me just bring that down again. I'm meant to be doing 80 along here. Once again, the goalposts are lying flat on the fronts. They've not changed it. That's a shame. As we cross over, bring it up to 80. We'll read some more of the article once we get to the next station. But this driver's position is great, isn't it? You know, what a nice wide view we've actually got. Just looking where the wipers are actually, because we do have the there they are. We do have the dynamic weather on, which means that we could, even though it's nice and sunny, we could get rain at any point. Now I think that's where we used to go off over that side. We used to go off to the sort of docks, port area down there. Oh, not that one. If I bring up this, you can kind of see down this side is where we used to go up to the docks, which is there. That's the Aschaffenburg at the top, then all the way down we got Miltenberg down the bottom. Whoops, did I miss something? What happened then? That's what happens when you look at the map. Oh no, we're accelerating again now. We're good, we're good. What do you guys think of the scenery? It's a lovely part of the world, isn't it, this? Shall we have some horn? So there's only one tone of horn. You're not going to miss that, are you? It's loud. Right. 1.4 to go. We're at 100% throttle. I haven't come across the total route length yet in the article, but it will be somewhere. I'll try and find that by the time we get to the end of the article. Let's just get into Obernow first. Is it the 621 that's on Chemnitz? It's annoying me. It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't actually have Chemnitz on the PC. I do have it on the PS5. I've got everything on the PS5. Where shall I put some brake in? If I see one of those insect hotel collectibles, I'll try and I'll go and have a look and collect it. I haven't seen one yet. I know it's like who's the one at the end of that? I'll go and have a look if there's one down there. Actually, I think there is. Right, that's over now. So let's go and have a quick look. Where's the door? There it is. Yeah, it's on these wooden poles. Can you see this? This wooden pole. I mean, that's weird. What we got up here? We got like bees. It's like honeycomb or something up there. I don't even know what they were about actually. I had no idea. Do insects see them and go and live in them? What is it all about? I don't even know. That must be the weirdest collectible. Oh, we've just happened to have a tractor in the car park as well. Obernow is a bit strange, I think. By all accounts and purposes. Sorry if you live in Obernow, by the way. I'm sure it's a lovely place. Let's lock the doors. See the door lights flashing there on the dash. They'll go solid once the doors are closed. Sulzbach is next, 10:06. Yeah, we should be there by now actually, 10:06. But let's go back to the article. The next section is about the BR363, the little shunter in blue. And it says, joining in on the diesel action is the DB BR363 shunting locomotive in blue livery, hauling DB Habins and Roos T wagons. Developed in the late 1950s, this formidable shunter was produced in good numbers, with 942 being delivered by the time production ceased in 1964. That's quite a few, isn't it? 942. Players of previous German train-sim world routes will find this locomotive a familiar entry point into exploring the Maintalbahn route and running services in between the passenger trains, negotiating the single track sections in order to let them through on time. Because it's single track. I think it's single track most of the way. So I'm going to assume there's a lot of little loops on the way down that the freight train, the 363, will pull into. Unless most of the services are done at night, for example. I've not looked at the timetable yet for the 363, I must admit. But that article seems to suggest they will run during the day as well. So let's stop here at Sulzbach. Probably coming in a little bit slow, to be honest. It does remind me a little bit of Maintalbahn, just a faster version. Slightly less, just a little bit less countryside-y than Maintalbahn. The trees, of course, are all starting to brown and yellow because we are running this with November's date as well. So obviously if you run it in summer there'll be a little bit more greenery. But going back to the article about the route itself, it's located in the westernmost part of Bavaria. The Main Valley winds its way. Is it Main or Main? I don't know. Some of you guys try and pull me up on my German, so I need to be careful. I think it's Main Valley, isn't it? I think if you're German, would you call it Main? It's Maintalbahn, so maybe Main Valley. I'm going to call it Main, and if I'm wrong, it's tough. But anyway, the Main Valley does wind its way through scenic countryside, with the railway line following the course of the river throughout. Is that the river? I reckon that's the river. Yeah, it's quite a wide river as well, isn't it? So it follows the river throughout. The single track line features a varied service pattern for the 642 as well as the local freight trains servicing industry in the area. We do come across a little bit of industry further down the line as well. Aschaffenburg will be familiar to players of the previous main Maintalbahn route add-on, which instead cuts across country to join the main valley at Gmunden much further along. This portside town is served by multiple stations in addition to Aschaffenburg Hauptbahnhof, which forms the northernmost stop in Maintalbahn. 14 stations in total lie along the route, with Mitenberg forming the southern endpoint for in-game services. So that's where we're heading today with this service, and we have a chance here to go to 120 kilometers per hour if we can get up to that speed. I am on 100% throttle right now, and we're quite flat, aren't we? There's no hill section just here. So let's see how we get on. It also tells us in the article that completing the Tier 2 Mastery Challenge will also add further drama to the scenery, with a ship launch to unlock. I think they talked about that in the preview as well. There is a big bridge crossing the river, and as we go over it, if we look to the left, there is I think it's the shipbuilders, and that's where the mastery will launch the ship from once you unlock it. Now I can't take a look at the mastery in this version because in this preview version it doesn't log me into my Dovetail Live, unfortunately, so I can't take a look and show you what that is, but that will be available to me along with the rest of you tomorrow when it releases. So it's why is it putting the? It looks like it's putting the brakes on. It sounded like it was putting the brakes on. I don't know if it is. I'm not sure. I think sometimes if you just miss that CFA, I don't know. I've not worked that out yet. I don't really know what's happening with that. You heard the hissing, and you can see that we are not accelerating. Let's just go to 0, and let's just see if we can recover again. Yeah, we're accelerating again now, so I don't know if I just missed the CFA previously. Anyway, let's talk about services, layers and gameplay, which is the next section. In fact, you know what, let's get to Kleinval's stat first, because it's only a kilometre away. Let me put the power and brake counters to 0, then we'll talk about the services and gameplay. We've talked a little bit about it already. But so far this is quite a pleasant run, this, isn't it? You see what I mean about me comparing it a little bit to Maintalbahn? Maintalbahn was a little bit slower, wasn't it? It was lovely to look at, but it was slower. This has got a much faster pace about it, but in a lot of ways it's very similar. So let's get everybody picked up here. Looks like we're 3 minutes. Well, we'll be about 4 minutes late by the time we get in. Oh no, I don't want the emergency brake. No. You have to be careful with that, don't you? But hopefully that emergency brake just recovers itself while we're still. So talking about layers again and the gameplay, the passenger experience is primarily full length runs, so that's what we're doing right now. The RB88 service is roughly hourly and calls at most, if not all, stations. RE87 is a semi-fast run, stopping at less stations, so we could do that one as well. I think in the live stream we could do an RE87 so that we can get a bit more of a run going on. Let me just close the doors. There are also shorter shuttles between Aschaffenburg and Aschaffenburg South, and depot shunting manoeuvres at either end of the line. So that's in the 642. Then the BR363 shunts freight wagons and delivers them to and from Aschaffenburg port, as well as a couple of main line runs split into parts as a result of the single track necessitating waits for paths. That's what we were just discussing, wasn't it? Similar to how freight services operate on Maintalbahn. Yeah, there's not many passing points at all, is there, so far on this run. Players with Maintalbahn and Train Sim World 4 will have received the updated red DB livery for the class 628.2, and this version of the older DMU class will substitute into all of Maintalbahn's 642 services. The DB, oh here it is, the DB BR612 from Ferranta Ramp also subs in to the 642 service, so you can use the tilting train and you can use the 628.2 from Maintalbahn, and you will see it in red as well. So that's really nice, because that's a nice train to run, isn't it? The one from Maintalbahn. It's really nice, and that's also got a very nice cab view as well. There'll also be substitutions with the red liveried BR363 into the freight services for those that own the separate locomotive add-on. So if you got the 363 right at the beginning, which I believe was for, if I remember rightly, Ignored. It was an add-on for Ignored. If you've got that, you will be able to use that on here as well, rather than the blue one. And at Aschaffenburg, there'll be a series of AI layers from other German Train Sim World routes, including the Bremen-Oldenburg, which is the BR425, Kessel-Würzburg, which is the 401 IC1, S-Bahn-Vorarlberg, which will be the BR185, the Vectron will appear, and from Dresden-Riese, the ZSENS wagons, I don't know how you pronounce that. Let's just make sure we're braking in time for this. And from Maintalbahn you will see the BR146 and the Doppelstock, so there's quite a lot. There is quite a lot coming in, isn't there, if you've got all the different layers. Did I miss that? I think I missed it. Look at the brakes coming on. It slowed me down to 40, so it's like it recovers very quickly. It's just slowed me down to 40, look, and then recovered, so that's good. There'll be a handful of scenarios to choose from. We talked about those, didn't we, at the beginning? Those are the 5 scenarios, including the unique running on vapour scenario, in which you'll need to manage your fuel usage to complete your service without running out of fuel. You'll start with a minimal amount and will have to fill up once you get to a refueling point. So that's interesting, isn't it? And here's one of the aforementioned passing points, I'm sure, for the freight trains. This is Obenberg-Elsenfeld. There's a bit of fog coming in as well. Bit of mid-morning fog there. You can just see a factory off there in the distance coming up, looming up out of the fog. You see the chimneys there. So that will be one of the aforementioned industrial areas of the route. We'll take another quick look at the map to see where we are in relation to the route itself. And it looks like we're about halfway. I would say we're about halfway, aren't we? So, without looking at it yet, I'm going to assume that this area here, I don't know if that is drivable, that is to do with the factory, because that's where the factory is located, so there may be an opportunity with the 363 to go in and out. You can see the lines over here on this side going in there. Lots of people getting in at the back. You better hurry up because we're already late. We're actually not that late, are we? The PZB is safe to release, so we're going to do that. Our next station stop is Glanstoff-Werke platform. Now, I believe that this station is purely for the workers at this factory. So I don't know whether that will stop there all day, would it? Would that stop at certain points of the day only? Not sure. These are all based on real timetables, and we are stopping, so you know, this is what, well, we're due there at 10:20, so it's kind of mid-morning. So you can see there where it's going into the factory, so I hope that's all playable. It'll be nice, that. And maybe we can run from this factory back up to Aschaffenburg. But that was the end of the article, pretty much. It just mentions again, if you are on Steam, if you pre-order it, you can get a 10% discount. It does give the pricing as well. So just to let you know again, it will come out tomorrow, which is the 28th, Tuesday the 28th, and the route will cost you £29.99 in euros, £24.99 pounds. Actually, that's a little bit cheaper than recent ones, isn't it? £24.99 in pounds. US dollars $29.99. And the other thing is to remember as well is that the sale is on at the moment. There's a big Steam sale going on. Actually, that might be ending pretty soon. I hope it's not ended by the time you're watching this video. I don't think it does. It might end sometime this week. So there is a Steam sale on, so go and have a look. That's for Train Sim World, but also for Train Sim Classic. I actually got a couple of routes in Train Sim Classic. as part of that, the Welsh Marshes, or Marches, not marshes, that's where you get your feet stuck in mud, isn't it? Welsh Marches and the Weardale route, which is an older route. They're on sale. There's quite a lot. If you do play Train Sim Classic, there's a heck of a lot on sale at the moment, so go and check it out. Alright, let us go. Erlenbach is next. Yeah, so go and check out that sale, and you know, if there's anything non-train specific, you might find yourself something there as well. One of which for me is Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I just picked up in this sale. I know there's a new one coming out next year, and I was hanging on thinking, oh, I'll get the new one, but I've been itching to play it, and then they took it down to £35 in the sale, and I thought, you know what, I'm easily going to get, in a year, I'm easily going to get £35 worth out of it. So we will be playing some Microsoft Flight Simulator quite soon on the channel, once I get to grips with it again, after many years of since I've played it. But I'm looking forward to that. Alright, we can go to 120 kilometers on this, so we are at 100%. It's been pretty flat, hasn't it, the whole way through? 0.2% gradient at the moment. I don't know if we've been any steeper than that. It's not been much, has it? So 14 stations we've got. I can't remember how many we've been through so far. Visited quite a few. The fog has come down. This is the dynamic weather at work. The track sounds are great for the headphones. Let's bring some of the speed off. There's a lot of these German railways, isn't there, that wind their way through the middle of sort of built up areas like this, and it makes me wonder what came first. You know, was the railway there and the industry, etc., build up around the railway, or was it the other way around? Was the railway built much later? I don't know. But a lot of the German stuff has a similar layout like that. Erlenbach is where we are. We are late, but I can see a route map, so I'm going to go and get it. I can also see one of those insect hotels there on the left. You can just see it, so I'm going to go and get that as well, because we're late anyway. There's no door in the cab. You have to walk back through. Oh, let's just have a look at this actually. Let's have a look at this. So you can see after this stop we've got Worth, Klingenberg, Laudenbach, Kleinhalbach and Miltenberg. So that's quite nice, isn't it, the way that they've done those screens. Let's go into the fog. We'll pick this up. Can I get that one? Can I get it? Is that not accessible? That's a bit weird. Maybe that's a bit of a problem. Look, that's as far as I can get. How do I get onto the grass? Can I get on the grass? Anywhere? Let's go down here. Can I get through there? Nope. Right, so that one I can't get. But remember, this is a preview build. As I said at the beginning, I have spied something else here actually. Let's have a look at this. The first aid kit. That's a popular one, isn't it? In the German routes. Can I go? I might be able to go here to get this. Look at this. Alright, so you can get it, but you just can't go up over this lip. You have to go the long way around. So remember that once you start playing. There, we've got another one of those, and here's a route map. So you can see where we're at Earlham back, just there. So we've got this section left to do. Oh, there's another one here, look. I don't know about them, you know. Someone's going to have to tell me about those. Anything else down here? Don't think so. No. Right. Let's jump back on before people get mad with us. In we go. No, I don't want to give up control. Thank you very much. That would not be good at all. Right. Okie doke. Let's get the doors locked. This is another one of those routes where you could see yourself doing a bit of a longer shift. You know, rather than doing just like one run and then changing route to something else. You could actually do a good couple of hours doing a shift on this. Going backwards and forwards, just following the timetable. As it said in the blurb at the beginning, it's you know, an hourly service. It did say, I think it said when we chose this one, it was about 50 minutes. So you got 50 minutes, you can go and have a cup of tea, and then you can come back and drive the service back. This is what I was telling you about the mastery. You can't really see it, but down there is a sort of shipyard, and that's where the mastery tile will launch the ship once you unlock that. So just before Vorth. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that one right. I mean, it's a bit like America as well, where the track is open to the road. There's no fence there on the left-hand side, separating the road from the track. This industrial sort of premises here is fenced off, which is probably a good thing, and I did not. Right, I'm going into the emergency brake because I was not paying attention. Well, let me tell you, the emergency brake works because that put the anchors on quick. That did. Let's see if it lets me accelerate. It does. So the emergency brake comes straight off again. That's handy. So if you do it by accident, rather than what I just did, it's easy to recover from it. There's another insect hotel there on the left, but I'm not going to go and get it. Is it a pity you can't get collectibles in this view? Although I think the whole idea actually of the collectibles is to make you get out of the train and actually walk around, isn't it? Rather than just see the route from the driver's seat. There's probably some of you that play it that don't ever get out of the driver's seat, I imagine, unless you're following a scenario where you need to do a certain thing. But because I know in Train Sim Classic you can't move around, can you? So if you're coming over from Train Sim Classic, you'll know that you'll be used to just sitting in the driver's seat, which is fine because driving's what it's all about. But I actually find it quite nice on a route you're interested in. So the Preston Blackpool route, for example, because I know the area, I've quite enjoyed walking around on foot, especially around all the stations. Some of the stations in that, they're so detailed and so true to life. It's been a pleasure walking around them. I've really enjoyed that. Klingenberg is next, 1.5 kilometres. And I am going through with the C from the PZB on. The PZB is not too difficult on this route. You tend to fluctuate between sort of 80, 90 and 120 kilometres per hour along the route, it seems. So it's not too strenuous from a PZB perspective. We do have a magnet coming up, it looks like, so once we get past here, just acknowledge that. We need to be down to 85, which we are anyway, so that's good. It has got a bit foggy. It's not quite a pea super, but it's getting there. So there's another little loop there, look, again, for the 363. Actually, I think this one is it's a split platform. So I think what you can see on the other side, you can see just in the distance, you can see another 642 on the other side. So the platforms are not facing each other; they're just located, you know, a distance between each other. It's a bit unusual, isn't it? Maybe there was only one platform at the beginning, and the car park was already there. So. Oh no, 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 no! Oh, that was so close, did you see that? Oh my word! I need to learn to stop talking when there is a red light coming up like that, you know. That happens far too often. I was basically thinking to myself that I would show you this this platform information system here. And wasn't paying attention to the red light. So those are quite well done, aren't they? My word, that was close. Close the passenger doors before applying power. Yeah, that's fine. They're closed. Can we move? Have we got a traction lock? Right, what does that say? Oh, that is the 1000 hertz magnet that is flashing at us. Now, what's happened here then? I got a neutral, then to forward. Will it let me go? What have I done then? Right, let me work this out. Let's put that in neutral. Oops, we don't want to do that. Let's put that back on again. Will that now let us go? So there was something that I did that it didn't like. What was that? I ain't got the doors open on this side, have I? No. Is it recovering from emergency stop? Do I need to dump the brakes or anything like that? Let's put that in emergency again. Do I need to do that? To reset the brake? Sometimes you need to do that. Right, it's times like this when you wish you'd have done the tutorial for the train. What do I need to reset then? Is it the PZB? Ah, it could be the PZB. Let's have a look. It was the PZB. I needed to reset the PZB for some reason. Wonder why that was. That's odd. Right, so I should have been able to tell that by the you know, the lights that were going off. But there you go. So there's another lesson learned. You know, the thing is that, you know, you get there in the end with these things. They're sometimes not obvious, but, you know, persevere as I just did. You'll get there. Usually it's something easy that you just can't lay your hands on. Right, we can do 120. Loudon back is next. So let's proceed on into the fog. Let's have a quick look at the front. Certainly a nice unit, isn't it? Oh wow, look at that. God, I bet it's a bit cold there doing that. I hope it's a heated pool. It's probably alright in summer, but November I think it should really have a cover over it, shouldn't it, that pool? Got the Ebola screen over here. That's not it's not functioning. Again, that's not implemented in any of the routes. As I get an award for 64.2 kilometres in the 642. Yeah, we didn't see anything about route length, did we? But I'm gonna say that I think the total distance when we looked right at the beginning was 23 kilometres, wasn't it? That I'd done, you know, right on the profile page at the beginning. So I'd only done one run, and it's the same run as this. So I'm gonna say 23. That doesn't make sense though, does it? Oh no, it's 23 miles, wasn't it? 23 miles it said on the profile page. What is that, you clever people? What's 23 miles into kilometres? It's gonna be 30 odd, isn't it? Let me find out. 23 kms to miles. Oh, 14.29 miles. .29 miles. So, is that how long the route is? Because I've done one run, 23 kilometres. So maybe that is how long the route is. But that's the main run of the route. So you have got, you know, you have got all the little, you know, you've got the little branches going off, and to the Docklands area, which isn't included in that, of course. Right, so we're just 700 metres from Loudon back. But, well, what are we, 5 minutes late? We did start going off, look at the insects in the hotels. That's funny, you see the collectibles as you drive in and you think, I'm going to jump out and get them. But I won't do, because we're doing the first look. Normally I would. When I do that, I'm really late by the time I get to the end of the run. There we go. So let me know what you think of this route so far down in the comments. Don't forget, if you're watching this on Monday the 27th, because this is pre-recorded, if you're watching this, I will be live this evening as well, so we'll have a bit more of an extended look around it, and we'll take a look at the 363 etc as well, so come and join me for that. But yeah, do let me know what you think. Are you going to pick this up? So it is a little bit cheaper than a normal route, it seems. I don't know why that is. Maybe that is because of the length. The route length is maybe not as long as some of the others. But it's a nice little route. Kleinhubeck. Is that how you say it? Kleinhubeck is back, isn't it? Kleinhubeck. Even if you don't get it right, you've got to be a trier. Try your best. So we are cleared up to 120. It will take us a while though to get to that speed. The acceleration on this 642 actually isn't that bad. It kind of creeps up on you. It's slow to begin with, and then it sort of, it takes off. You can see now it's starting. Look at the needle rising. It's starting to go through 70 now. You can hear it changing gear. It's moving quite steadily now. If you don't keep your eye on it, your speed will be up there before you know it. Quite deceptive. I think you'll agree though, the driver's view is really quite nice, isn't it? Big nice wide open screen. Something like the Talent 2 in Germany, for example, has got pillars, you know, on the left and right sides, so it's a more narrower windscreen and driver's view. And I'm not kidding, by the time I've come to the end of a route running that, I almost get tunnel vision. It's like I'm leaning forward into the screen. It's very, very strange effect. But you don't get that with these big wide open screens. So is a magnet to acknowledge, so we'll do that. And we'll brake because we do have another red, which after last time I need to be very mindful of. It's loud, that Seafer, as well, isn't it? But it is a warning system, so I guess that's what you want. You know, it'd be no good if you could turn it down. We can turn it down, of course, in the game, but you know, as a real driver, that's the point. It's got to wake you up, and that one certainly is very loud. Right, let's come to a stop. The red light this time at least is off the station, so once again we've got a kind of split platform here, look. Going back towards Aschaffenburg, it's a little bit further down. He can't get his case past this guy, and this guy's not moving, look. Oh, he's going round him. What's he doing? Wait, come on, Blue Cap. Just move out of his way. He's trying to get on the train. Be a sport. Now, look, everyone's getting held up now. We got Green Pants here. He's coming. Let's just watch this. There's going to be a pile-up. That is because he's being awkward. Look at this guy. Where'd he go? That guy was walking on thin air then. Oh, what a shame for this guy. I can't wait any longer, mate. I'm going to have to go. If he's not going to let you past, then, you know, I can't hold on any longer. We're holding everybody up. My word. Traffic jam on the platform. I'll make you jump. Right, Mitenberg is the final stop. 3.4 kilometres. That was chaos, that. Is it still going on? Let's have a look. Yeah, they're still at it, look. They'll still be there when we come back the other way. Very dark now, isn't it, for 11:15 in the morning. I do like the new fog effects though. That volumetric fog in TSW4 is one of the really impressive additions that we got in the game. Absolutely, once again, talking about the Preston Blackpool route, absolutely loving the volumetric fog. It's so atmospheric to come into Preston Station in the 47 with how bright the station is at Preston, but you can see the fog creeping in to either end down the platforms. Brilliant. Right, we've got a 60 coming up as we prepare to come into Miltenberg. Let's acknowledge that 60. And we're already under 85. So we're good. We'll bring it down to 60 now, shall we? Or thereabouts, then we're ready. Just get down to 60 now. There we go. Perfect. We can release the PZB. And around this sweeping curve is Miltenberg. So what are you guys thinking then? Are you going to pick this up tomorrow? What do you think? Is it a day one? Is it a sale item? Where are you with this one? There's been a few DLCs, hasn't there? Quite quickly. There was the there was Train Sim World 4 itself in September. Then, of course, we had Just Trains, Ormskirk, Preston, Blackpool. My current favourite, no surprise. And then sneaking in last week, we had the Arosa Line add-on pack, the aggregates pack. And then this week we have got this one, Aschaffenburg to Miltenberg. So there's been quite a few things to get stuck into, hasn't there? So I'd be interested to know what you think about this. I know some of you really like the German stuff, and will have been looking forward to this since it was announced. So let me know. If there's anything you want me to look at as well during the live stream, drop that in the comments below and I'll see if I can work that in. As I said, I haven't got all the layers on the PC, so I can't show you everything that you will get, but I can show you the actual, the actual route itself, the base route that you get. That's Miltenberg. We'll get our summary and then we'll be out of here. But the 642, all those of you that said you were looking forward to the 642, I can see why. It is quite nice. Let's lock the doors. I can hear a football match going on somewhere. I can quite clearly hear that down the headphones. So we had a little bit of speeding, but I mean it wasn't much. That was right at the beginning. Look, as you can see, the rest of the route we did all right. 37 kilometers. There you go. 37 kilometers is what we just did on this route. So I was a little bit underestimating. Let's have a look. 37 kilometers is if I can get Google to work, is 22.99 miles, about 23 miles, give or take. 23 miles end to end. So not a massive distance, but a decent distance. So hope you've enjoyed that as a first look. As I said, do leave me a comment, don't forget that, and also give me a like if you enjoyed it. Give me a like if you're enjoying the Train Sim World 4 stuff. I will be back this evening with this live, so hope you can join me there and we can chat between ourselves about it and have a good look. Until then, enjoy your day. Thanks everyone. See you on the next one. Bye for now.